NBC6.net, our website.
Have a good night, everyone.
Tonight's sports is brought to you by Air Around the Clock, South Florida's #1 air conditioning contractor.
Air Around the Clock has been committed to serving the South Florida community for more than 30 years, providing their customers with unparalleled customer service, quality products at competitive prices, and the expertise that only comes with experience. From installation to repairs and maintenance, trust Air Around the Clock with all your air conditioning needs. Buy a Rheem high-efficiency air conditioning system and defer your payments up to 1 year. Call Air Around the Clock at 954-741-1033 today.
This Friday through Monday, Rec Warehouse is opening the doors of our warehouse to the general public. Spas and hot tubs, pool tables, bars, bar stools, game room furniture, patio furniture, and more. Everything slashed up to 60% off. 0% interest till 2010. First come, first serve. Happening now at Rec Warehouse.
My dad always told me, treat people like you treat your family, and great things will happen. I'm Joe Caruncho, CEO of Preferred Care Partners. But great things do happen to our members, because being a member means being part of our family. We build lasting relationships, answering your questions, and lending a helping hand whenever possible. At Preferred Care Partners, our plan offers you the choices that give you peace of mind. So join our family of members and see for yourself. Preferred Care Partners, we listen, we're there, we care.
Really had a good time tonight.
Me too.
Hey, let me get your jacket.
Got a real storage problem? Call the Real Storage Experts. Call Public Storage at 1-800-44-STORE to get your first month for just $1. We're the leader in self-storage with everything you need to make storage easier and more convenient locations than anyone else. Call 1-800-44-STORE or click to get your first month for just $1 at your nearby Public Storage. The Real Storage Experts.
Your attention, please. This is a public auction notice. REDC is back in Florida with over 1,000 lender foreclosed homes that must be sold. It's a huge public auction event coming to your area soon. View the homes auction dates and all auction information at ushomeauction.com. Foreclosed homes auction prices and easy financing. Open house January 24th, 25th, and 31st. For your free auction brochure, free registration, and all auction details, visit ushomeauction.com. That's www.ushomeauction.com.
On the road to pick up my kids, my car broke down. I had no way of reaching anyone. I was stranded.
Presenting SafeLink Wireless, a government-supported program providing a free cell phone, 3 minutes each month, and a free voicemail account. You're likely eligible if you receive food stamps, Medicaid, or have a family income under $26,000. Contact us now to see if you qualify.
It's keeping us safe and sound.
Be safe. Stay connected. SafeLink Wireless, a service provided by TracFone Wireless Incorporated. Call or apply online at SafeLinkWireless.com.
Throughout your day, you can't wait to get home. But once you're there, waiting becomes a pleasure. Goya yellow rice, a savory meal in just minutes. If it's Goya, it has to be good.
On the broadcast tonight, Polar Express. A winter blast brings dangerously cold temperatures to much of the country, and word that it's about to get even colder. Fault lines. While there's big bad news on the economy tonight, there are also new numbers in our new poll about how Americans are feeling about their president-elect. Flight risk. Why did a guy who seemed to have it all apparently fake his own death, crash his own plane, and try to leave it all behind? And rules of operation, a common practice among pilots that's now found its way into the operating room. Nightly News begins now.
From NBC News World Headquarters in New York, this is NBC Nightly News with Brian Williams.
Good evening. Right now in this country, you could get in a car and drive for several days and still not escape below zero temperatures from the big sky of Montana to the rocky shores of Maine. It's the coldest weather in years. Overnight, it hit 50 below in Minnesota, and some ski areas in New England have closed because it's too cold. This weather system left the Midwest staggered. 60 inches of snow in Bismarck, North Dakota. Blowing snow made a mess of flights in Chicago. It stretches south to Texas, where they woke up to temps in the 20s. We have two reports here tonight before we get to Al Roker here in New York. Lee Cowan starts us off in frigid Chicago, Illinois tonight. Lee, good evening.
Well, good evening, Brian. Across this nation tonight, there are at least more than a dozen states that are either under wind chill advisories or wind chill warnings tonight. And most of us here in the Midwest don't actually expect to see actual temperatures above zero for at least a couple of days. And that would break a cold stretch not seen here since 1996.
It's the kind of bitter cold that makes even breathing painful. Like taking a bite out of ice cream, only to find out you've got a cavity.
The very, very, very worst is the snow hitting you in the face and the eyes and the teeth.
The temperatures are achingly cold. With the wind chill, it felt like 58 below in Hallock, Minnesota this morning. It may drop to 20 below in Minneapolis tonight, 13 below in Green Bay, 9 below in Chicago.
It's been tough. The wind's been cold and the weather's cold, and we still have another month and a half.
In Chicago, the city is going door to door to check on those most susceptible. And doctors are warning almost any length of time outside is flat out dangerous.
Worst case scenario, amputation can occur if somebody has extreme frostbite. So it is a serious medical problem.
To put it all in perspective, a meat locker is actually warmer than most of the Midwest tonight. Even the top of Mount Everest is on average slightly warmer than Grand Forks, North Dakota will be tonight. Minus 27 degrees. It's so cold, ordinary rock salt isn't enough to melt the ice on the roads. And some Chicago construction crews had to resort to propane torches before they could get to work laying a pipeline. The Clippers' icy fingers are long ones, stretching all the way south to Florida. But don't expect much sympathy from snowblown veterans up north.
Orange juice drinking Florida sissies. I'm heading there next week.
Now, the worst of it here anyway, Brian, is expected to be tonight on into tomorrow morning. This has already been the coldest winter in almost 8 years here in Chicago, an average of about 22 degrees. But tonight, Brian, that seems absolutely balmy.
Lee Cowan in the cold in Chicago starting us off tonight. Lee, thanks. And as we've said, it's just the beginning. This cold stretches all the way to the east. Our own Al Roker's on the plaza here at Rockefeller Center in Midtown Manhattan. Hey, Al.
Hey, Brian, thanks a lot. And I'll tell you, here's what's going on. A big area of cold air has broken off from Canada. The jet stream has dipped way down to the south, and so that has allowed this cold air to just stream into the eastern half of the country, and it's not going anywhere. We're not going to see any changes until sometime early next week. These are the current temperatures. International Falls, 14 below, 13 above in Detroit, 17 in Pittsburgh, 21 here in New York City. By tomorrow morning, those temperatures dip down to 33 below in International Falls, 4 above in Buffalo, 14 in Boston, but the worst here in the east will be Friday morning. Plattsburgh, 10 below, New York City, 8 above. That's the coldest in 2 years. Minneapolis will be 20 below, and Chicago 12 below. And as I said, we don't really see any moderation in this until either Monday or Tuesday of next week. And looking ahead, speaking of Tuesday, inaugural day in Washington, D.C., we'll be down there. It's going to be cloudy. 32 degrees. Some of the weather models have been talking about a little clipper coming through, maybe bringing some snow. We think that's going to hold off, but we'll keep you posted on that.
Al Roker working a double shift today. Al, go home, stay warm. Thank you, Al Bear.
All righty.
What a day on the economy to report. None of the news good. One analyst said today's report on retail sales was, quote, the worst ever. You never see this kind of number. Retail sales were down 2.7% in the critical month of December. But wait, there's more. On the economy overall, the Federal Reserve said today the economy has weakened in every sector of the country, and the outlook for 2009 is grim. A big indicator of the downturn in the media business, Gannett, the massive newspaper and broadcasting chain, announced today it will start rolling furloughs of just about all its employees. 31,000 people, all of them forced to take an unpaid week off. Motorola today cut 4,000 jobs. That's on top of 3,000 layoffs already announced. And big trouble for another big name. You've seen their logo, Nortel, the Canadian telecom giant. They filed for bankruptcy protection. 9 years ago, the stock was selling for $1,200 a share. Today, it closed at 11 cents. As for the rest of Wall Street, given all of the above, stocks were down sharply, the Dow losing more than 248 points. Broader indexes, as they say, also down more than 3% on the day's trading. What may be the biggest corporate news broke late today when Apple announced that its leader, Steve Jobs, the father of the iPod, is leaving the company to deal with his health problems. Apple's calling it a leave of absence. The company's stock was halted for a time, then took a big hit when it reopened in after-hours trading. CNBC's Maria Bartiromo with us from the NYSE in Lower Manhattan with more on all of this. And Maria, why is the Steve Jobs news so important?
Well, you know, Brian, more than any other company, the CEO of Apple Computer has really been synonymous with the company's success. Steve Jobs was and is the face of Apple, and people believe that the innovation, the creativity of the Mac, the iPod, the iPhone has come from Steve Jobs. And that's why this is so important, because investors not only buy the stock because they believe in the growth of the company, they buy because they have confidence in Steve Jobs. And that's really why this is so important. It could have been an easier situation on the stock if the company had been a little more forthright and perhaps pushed another face forward. But until now, it's really been Steve Jobs' face. So the incoming CEO, the former COO, Chief Operating Officer, really has big shoes to fill to prove to the market he's up to the job in terms of creativity and innovation.
And Maria, while there appears to be a cocktail party going on the floor of the NYSE behind you, think of today's relentlessly bad economic news, the stock market today. And in the meantime, a lot of people may have thought the bottom has already been passed.
Well, you know, we have a fresh year, fresh thinking, a new stimulus package coming out of the White House. But the fact is, Brian, we're dealing with the same economy. People are expecting further job cuts. You just named a number of them. We'll see that continue. And that's really the issue here. And investors continue selling on that prospect of weakening, the weakening situation. I will say this, we'll get through this at some point and we'll be stronger. People will be saving more, but it looks like it'll be painful in the process.
Maria Bartiromo from the floor of the NYSE, where after a bad trading day, some have chosen to flush it down with a glass of wine. Maria, thanks as always. The accused architect of a $50 billion Ponzi scheme, Bernie Madoff, today left his Park Avenue apartment. He went to court for a bail hearing and then went right back to his apartment. He's so far avoided jail, reportedly because he's cooperating with the investigation. He remains under so-called house arrest. The question becomes, with all this grim news on the economy and the job ahead, how are Americans feeling about their president-elect right about now? Tonight we have the answer as we debut the numbers from a brand new NBC News Wall Street Journal poll. Here with more, our chief White House correspondent and political director, Chuck Todd. And Chuck, the news is good for Team Obama.
It is good. And when you think about the last 3 weeks, he's actually had a tough 3 weeks. He came to Washington. He's had some fights with Congress. He lost a cabinet secretary designate. He's had this Blagojevich scandal, and yet none of it has touched him. He is Teflon. He is in the middle of a big honeymoon. Barack Obama's positive rating sits at 66%. That is enormously high. The approval for his transition at 71%. And here's a number you and I talked about in detail today. The feelings toward Obama, not only people that like his policies and like him, that's 55%. Okay, that number isn't a surprise, but look at this one. 22% tell us they really like him, even if they don't agree with his policies. Having that type of positive personality is going to allow him to sell a lot of tough things over time. But I tell you, it is a depressed electorate or that we talk to as well. More than 74% tell us that they believe this recession isn't going to end in a year. Only 24% have a positive outlook on the economy. The stimulus package that we've all heard so much about that Obama's offered up, 43% say it's a good idea, 27% say it's a bad idea. That 43% number may seem low, but when you test individual parts of the stimulus package, it's very popular. It's the idea of a big government bailout because of the financial bailout that scares some voters. And finally, we end with the outgoing president. We compared how the country feels today about George W. Bush to how the country felt in 1993 about his father. His father got thumped at the electorate, at the ballot box, and yet he left with a 2-to-1 positive rating. 52% had a positive feeling to him when Bill Clinton was coming into office. George W. Bush, not so much. 31% right now have a positive feeling to him. 58% of a negative feeling.
All makes for an interesting backdrop when you and I next see each other in Washington next Tuesday. Chuck Todd, as always, thanks for the new numbers tonight. Osama bin Laden has been a national security threat, of course, and a campaign issue. Today, he resurfaced after a long silence. In a new audio message, bin Laden takes a parting shot at President Bush, calls on Muslims to rise up against Israel in its defense of Gaza. This was day 19 in that war. Today, the death toll passed 1,000. All Palestinians except for 15 Israelis. And the dead, by the way, include an estimated 315 Palestinian children. In Washington, President-elect Obama keeping a busy schedule in the days before his swearing in on Tuesday. That includes a ground campaign hitting all the media bases. Last night, it was conservative columnists, a dinner gathering at the home of George Will. Today, Obama met with mostly liberal columnists, including Maureen Dowd of the New York Times and others. We'll take a break when Nightly News continues on this Wednesday evening. Investigators say he had it all, including a private plane, but then he set it on autopilot, climbed out, and parachuted to Earth to leave it all behind. And later, have you ever seen one of these? It's a coin of a different kind, a military tradition that a lot of civilians don't yet know about.
My sinuses are so congested, I can't think.
The pressure's keeping me up at night.
My sinuses are about to explode.
Introducing Sudafed PE Day and Night Dual Pack. Maximum strength relief of sinus pressure and congestion. 2 different tablets relieve sinus symptoms so you can get through the day and rest at night.
My sinuses are relieved.
I feel rested.
I feel like myself again.
Sudafed PE Day and Night. Unblock your head.
Oh, no! I just parked here a second ago! Give me a break, will you? No.
Dr. Scholl's massaging gel insoles with 2 different gels for softness and support are outrageously comfortable.
On second thought, I think I'll walk.
Are you gelling? Dr. Scholl's.
Amazing holidays. I shopped, I cooked, I ate. And now I'm a little irregular.
Don't you eat Activia?
No, it's just me.
Well, then it's time for a new you. Take the Activia New You Challenge now. It works or it's free.
Activia. When you're on treatment for rheumatoid arthritis, everyday things can still be tough to handle. Can you open this? Pull this? Grasp this? Oh, yes, I can. What about you? If you think your treatment isn't helping enough, ask your rheumatologist about Orencia. It's an RA treatment that's proven to make a difference for many patients, including those who weren't helped enough by other treatments, relieving the symptoms of RA and controlling the advance of joint damage.
Do not take Orencia with another biologic medicine for RA due to an increased risk of serious infection. Orencia can cause serious side effects, including serious infections. Certain cancers have been reported. Tell your doctor if you are prone to or have any infection like an open sore or the flu. If you have a history of COPD, a chronic lung disease, Orencia may worsen your COPD.
Tell your doctor about the challenges you face every day with RA. Ask about Orencia and see if you could be saying, oh, yes, I can.
We are back with the bizarre story of an Indiana money manager accused of trying to fake his own death by crashing his private plane and then going on the run. Tonight, he faces federal charges of faking a distress call and then intentionally wrecking his plane, which of course could have killed people on the ground. The story from NBC's Michelle Kaczynski.
Marcus Schrenker had a passion for getting into tight spots and escaping with flying colors.
Basically, it's a very high-G routine.
But the millionaire stunt pilot apparently faced greater pressure recently from his troubled investment management businesses. The 38-year-old Schrenker, with his house, his cars, and planes, had just lost a lawsuit, lost his investment advisor's license, and was under investigation for allegedly defrauding his clients out of hundreds of thousands of dollars. His wife had just filed for divorce. Then Sunday night, Schrenker set out on what investigators call a new stunt. He took off from Indiana, then over Birmingham, police say, set his plane on autopilot and parachuted out. The 6-seater crashed in Florida. Schrenker then, police say, jumped on a motorcycle he had stashed in an Alabama storage unit days earlier. They suspect he wanted to flee the country, bound for a new life. But the elaborate air-to-ground mystery came to a stop at this campground in the northern Florida woods.
As we approached the campsite, we were able to see inside the tent and noticed a large amount of blood.
U.S. Marshals found Schrenker with his wrist slashed. He had tried to take his own life.
My heart stopped when I got this email.
His friend and neighbor said on the Today Show that Schrenker had sent him an email after he disappeared.
I think he entrusted me to try to get his story out as best I could as to his side of the story.
After the plane, the parachute, and the motorcycle, It was that email sent over wireless internet from the campground and tracked by authorities that finally led to Schrenker's capture. While he recovers here, Schrenker faces charges related to securities fraud and to his role in his unmanned plane crash. Michelle Kosinski, NBC News, Tallahassee.
The former transit police officer accused of shooting an unarmed man in the back at an Oakland, California train station was arrested and charged with murder today. He's being held in the shooting death of that 22-year-old who was pulled off a train after reports of fighting. The shooting, as you may recall, was captured on amateur video and led to violent protests last week. When Nightly News continues in a moment, a new way for surgeons to make sure they don't make the most basic and most deadly mistakes.
A building story from Crestor.
While I was busy building my life, something else was building in my arteries. Dangerous plaque. It had been building up most of my life. My doctor said it's a progressive disease called atherosclerosis. And with my high cholesterol, she prescribed Crestor to help slow the buildup of plaque.
Along with diet, Crestor lowers bad cholesterol, raises good, and is approved to slow the progression of atherosclerosis.
Is Crestor right for you? Ask your doctor.
Crestor isn't for everyone, like people with liver disease or women who are nursing, pregnant, or may become pregnant. Simple blood tests will check for liver problems. Tell me about other medicines you're taking, or if you have muscle pains or weakness. That could be a sign of serious side effects.
Talk to your doctor about plaque buildup and find out if it's time for Crestor.
If you can't afford your medication, AstraZeneca may be able to help.
I never thought I would have a heart attack, but I did. You need to talk to your doctor about aspirin. You need to be your own advocate.
Be sure to talk to your doctor before you begin an aspirin regimen.
You take care of your kids. Now it's time to take care of yourself.
If your auto policy could talk, what would it tell you?
Ah, the smell of money. I'm the auto policy that you're paying too much for. You're paying for stuff you don't even need. But hey, you got deep pockets. And what's a few $100s among friends, right?
Stop paying too much for your auto policy. Switch to 21st Century Insurance. We cross-check 21 unique personal factors so you can save hundreds on coverage that's just right for you. 21st Century Insurance. Just right, just for you.
If you have high blood pressure like me and get a cold, you need cold medicine with a heart. Only Coracetin HBP has a heart right on the box. It's the only cold brand that won't raise your blood pressure. Coracetin HBP, powerful cold medicine with a heart.
What you did at this morning's meeting, that was pure poetry.
Stop it.
Hello, you spotted a $1 million accounting error that no one else noticed.
That was pretty sweet.
But you did have 8 layers of sweet, crunchy backup.
What can I say? You're the man. Or the little dude.
That's me.
Stay sharp by stopping mid-morning hunger with Kellogg's Frosted Mini Wheat Cereal. It's an excellent source of fiber that helps you stay full and focused.
He's a little focused right now. Can I take a message?
Much of America's in a deep freeze. And it's getting colder. Simple steps to make sure you and your family are prepared. Tomorrow on Today on NBC.
Nightly News at nightly.msnbc.com.
Digital TV has better picture, better sound, more channels. But in 2009, when broadcast TV goes all digital, will you lose your signal? Go to dtvanswers.com or call this number to learn about TV's switch to digital.
We're back with tonight's in-depth report. It's become a common fear for anybody facing surgery. What if the doctor makes a mistake? An estimated 100,000 Americans die every year from preventable medical errors, and that has led to doctors borrowing a procedure from pilots in the cockpit. We get more tonight from our chief science correspondent, Robert Bazell.
You didn't think we were going to make you a movie star, did you? Before Dr. Thomas Skolko begins a surgery, he asks some seemingly simple questions. Which hip am I going to operate?
My right hip.
After more questions, so the first thing I need to do is just ask you your name. Dr. Skolko at the Hospital for Special Surgery in New York puts his signature on the hip to be replaced. So I'll see you in a little bit, okay? This is part of a checklist, like the safety list an airline pilot undertakes before a flight, designed to cut down medical errors during surgery. Today's study at hospitals in the U.S. and 7 other countries shows just how effective the checklist is. A 36% reduction in both postoperative deaths and complications.
I was flabbergasted. We were
planning for this study to be enough people to pick up something like a 15% reduction in complications, and we found it was more than double that.
In the operating room, the circulating nurse, Danny Sanchez,
right total hip replacement,
asks everyone to identify themselves and the operation to be performed.
We're doing right total hip replacement, and the birthday is 7/4/1944.
Then the most critical part, the timeout.
Let's do the timeout.
Everyone in the room stops and reviews it all once more. The paperwork, x-rays, tools, and what problems they might encounter.
1, 2.
The lead author of the study says this is a culture change in surgery.
Making people have a chance to say, here's who I am, here are the concerns I have, flattens the hierarchy, gives people a chance to speak up.
Many hospitals in the U.S. already employ a checklist, and experts say patients should ask if they do, and if they don't, they should call for their own timeout.
This has to be initial there.
Robert Bazell, NBC News, New York.
If you use the phrase Corinthian leather to anybody about age 40 and up in this country, there's a very good chance they will know you are quoting Ricardo Montalban and the famous line he uttered in a Chrysler Cordoba commercial about 3 decades ago. Montalban died today at his home in Los Angeles. Best known to later generations for his roles in the TV series Fantasy Island and the Star Trek film The Wrath of Khan. He initially came to fame in the movie musicals of another era. Ricardo Montalban was 88 years old. We are back in a moment with a currency that changes hands quietly.
I've had asthma for 15 years.
I've had it for 5 years. I've had it for 12 years.
But I just found out what the problem really is.
My symptoms kept coming back, until I found out how to help prevent them.
The real problem was I wasn't treating both main causes of asthma symptoms.
Airway constriction I feel, and inflammation I may not.
I thought my controller was treating both, but it wasn't.
It wasn't preventing my symptoms.
So my doctor prescribed Advair. Advair treats both main causes to help prevent symptoms in the first place.
Advair contains salmeterol. Salmeterol may increase the chance of asthma-related death. Advair is not for asthma that's well controlled on another controller medicine. Advair will not replace fast-acting inhalers for sudden symptoms and should not be taken more than twice a day. Talk to your doctor about the risks and benefits of Advair. If you take Advair, see your doctor if your asthma does not improve or gets worse.
If you're still having symptoms, ask your doctor how to help prevent them with Advair.
Find out how to get your first full prescription free at advair.com.
You want to be good, and you want to eat steak. You got it. Applebee's flame-grilled steak and portobello's entree, endorsed by Weight Watchers. Who says you can't have it all? Applebee's. This really is a whole new neighborhood.
Thermacare wants to know, where does it hurt? My knees. Target the pain with Thermacare heat wraps. Thermacare delivers real heat that penetrates deep to relax tight muscles all day. Nice. Try Thermacare heat wraps and wear it where it hurts.
Burning, itching. I should have used Preparation H.
And for extra relief, use Preparation H medicated wipes first. Unlike most ordinary wipes, they relieve while you clean. Then use maximum strength cream. Preparation H, the relief expert.
Bill DeMong takes the lead. You'd never guess he woke up with chest congestion and coughing. What's his secret? It's Speedy Alka-Seltzer.
Alka-Seltzer Plus Mucus and Congestion breaks up chest congestion. The official cold medicine of the U.S. ski team. Alka-Seltzer Plus Mucus and Congestion.
Does your broker answer questions with a blizzard of investment speak or a thinly disguised sales pitch? TD Ameritrade investment consultants know how to listen first and talk, not talk down. Whatever help you want, from a quick question to helping you craft a long-term plan, they're ready. In person, on the phone, online. Smart, simple guidance. That's what investors want. That's what TD Ameritrade delivers.
Next on your one source for local news at 7.
Parents, teachers, and students protest cutbacks in the classroom.
A local rabbi receives a very real reminder of the violence in the Middle East.
Plus another year, another rumor about Castro's health. We've got a checklist to help you sort through it all.
And keep those sweaters out. It's going to get even cooler tonight.
It's all coming up next at 7 o'clock.
Finally, tonight, we are prepared to let civilians in on a military tradition and closely held secret. It's a kind of currency, not unlike what you see advertised on TV, but it's different. It's a coin with its own value and a deep meaning to those who trade them, carry them, or collect them. We get the story tonight from NBC's Roger O'Neill.
Hand carved in plaster. A coin maker in Florida is already etching into metal the swearing in. No matter, the inauguration isn't for another week. The Highland Mint is stamping out 10,000 of the commemorative medallions, a historic moment captured on a coin, a tradition captured in history. The legend goes back to World War I. A downed pilot uses a medallion with his unit's insignia to show French villagers he's American. The tokens catch on, and soon soldiers are challenging each other. Show your coin or buy drinks. The challenge coin is born.
Each coin has a great story behind it.
Elaborate in detail now, military unit coins are earned and recognize service. Commander coins recognize excellence. Adam Mulholland, who collects and designs challenge coins, remembers all of his.
They're milestones in anybody's career. It can symbolize where that unit has been in history, what they've accomplished.
From sergeants,
it represents teamwork,
to lieutenant colonels.
Brings pride. I can remember my entire 20-year career by going through and showing the different coins.
Chief Master Sergeant Larry Malcolm says there's even a special way to hand out a challenge coin.
Put the coin in your hand, you then go to shake the individual's hand, and as you do, you turn it over to give him.
The trading and collecting of challenge and commemorative coins is a $500 million a year business now. And pure silver coins in a recession are popular investments. Some people think the coins freeze a moment in time, always there to tell a story, but their value always measured by the person holding it. Roger O'Neill. Oh, by the way, Brian, if you don't have yours, you are buying. Roger O'Neill, NBC News, Melbourne, Florida.
Okay, Roger, I was ready for you, and I will see you your NBC coin and raise you my own challenge coin collection, which I'm very proud of, gathered over the years from all my friends in the U.S. military. Roger, how do you think stories get assigned around here anyway? That is our broadcast for this Wednesday night. Thank you for being with us. I'm Brian Williams. We hope to see you right back here tomorrow night. Good night.
Right now it's 7.
A special delivery to remind a community of a deadly war thousands of miles away.
He's been killed off by rumors over and over again. Tonight, is Castro in critical condition? We'll dig through fact and fiction.
Crash and dash, thieves targeting a designer store.
From the classroom to the Capitol, South Florida students get ready to witness history with a little help from local lawmakers.
And now, NBC 6 South Florida Nightly News.
Good evening, everyone. South Florida woke up to the first chilly temperatures of 2009.
You probably piled on an extra layer this morning, and you're going to want to keep those out.
Chief Meteorologist Paul Diano here now to tell us how cold it's going to get over the next few days. Hey, Paul.
Well, Jackie and Joel, layers are your friends coming up over the next couple days. Layers will be needed. Maybe the boots, maybe a scarf, maybe a jacket. Many of you waking up to the 40s as soon as tomorrow. That trend's going to continue through the remainder of the week. Let's get right to the temperatures. High pressure off to our west, giving us a north wind. Source of our air coming from Canada straight down here to South Florida. It will be quite chilly tonight. Coastal spots like Pompano Beach and Miami Beach, mid-50s, chilly. But downright cold in Margate, 48 degrees, 47 for Doral, 46 for Homestead. So inland spots in the mid to upper 40s tonight, and Mixuki dropping down to 44 degrees. Not much of a wind problem, so wind chill won't be a concern, but it will be one of the coldest nights we have had so far this winter season. Now let's put things in perspective a little bit. The daytime temperature today in South Florida, 74 degrees. Maybe you wore a jacket, maybe you had the kids in a sweater this morning, but the kids up north probably got driven to school by mom and dad, and the car was started about a half hour before they left the house because It dropped down below zero in Chicago, nearly 10 below zero for Minneapolis, 13 below zero for Fargo, and even New York City dropped down to the teens with a wind chill this morning of 0 degrees. So yes, it was chilly here, but it was 50 to 90 degrees warmer here in South Florida than it was up to the north. Now, we will stay below normal for some time. We'll talk about exactly how long coming up in a few minutes in the 6-day forecast. But if you want live radar like this or live weather information 24 hours a day, NBC6.net.
Hi, Paul. It is the big international story. It's now the 19th day of air attacks and ground attacks in the Gaza Strip, and the death toll now over 1,000.
And while ceasefire talks have stepped up, the fighting continues tonight.
Our odds are live in satellite control with how one South Florida rabbi now has a personal reminder of the violence.
Well, Joel, you've heard it all before. The fighting in Gaza right now can be directly traced to Hamas firing thousands of rockets into Israeli towns, terrorizing the populations. Now, what do